Is Jalen Hurts officially an elite quarterback? Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. My name is Noah, and unfortunately, we have to talk about some football, man. It was 22-40 final score, Chiefs losing to the Eagles. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't make a prediction video, and the reason is because I thought it was so obvious. Chiefs are gonna win and they're gonna three-peat, and it was gonna be Mahomes, and it was Mahomes time. I definitely didn't bet a lot of money on the Chiefs or anything because it was free money. I definitely didn't do that. Anyways, we need to talk about it because one of the last few videos I made, I was kind of slandering Jalen Hurts because his playoff performances have been very mid up until the Super Bowl. It was all Saquon in the playoffs, and I kind of used his stats and used the numbers to push a narrative that Jalen Hurts is overrated and mid. And of course, on the biggest stage in the biggest game of Jalen Hurts' career, he balls out and has an amazing, fantastic game. And I can't even find anything bad to say because he really didn't do anything bad. He had one interception, but other than that, he played very efficiently. He outplayed Patrick Mahomes. I can't believe I'm even saying those words. Andy Reid got outcoached by Nick Sirianni. Coming into this game, it's like the Chiefs were underprepared and the Eagles were overprepared. Oh, my cat's so cute. Anyways, we're gonna get into all the stats, we're gonna get into everything, but the question of the day is Jalen Hurts elite. Now, I don't want to keep bringing up his playoff stats, but like I just said a second ago, his playoff performances have been very, very mid. He didn't really put up a lot of yards. He had more rushing yards and passing yards, whatever. He didn't really have passing touchdowns. He played clean nonetheless. He didn't turn the ball over, which is what you need to do in the playoffs. He did everything he needed to do to win the games. I can't really say anything because throughout the whole season, that's kind of also what Patrick Mahomes did. He didn't really have any games this season. This was statistically, I think, one of his worst seasons, if not his worst season. There were no games where he really stood out. There were no games where the Chiefs really dominated the other team like they used to. This is probably the worst Chiefs team to make the Super Bowl, and we saw it today. They have a lot of holes. They have weaknesses on both sides of the line, and ultimately, they were just underprepared. Now, when it comes to just doing enough to win, I usually would slander it, but when it comes to a team like the Eagles, where all around they are very, very, very stacked, I really can't hold it against Jalen Hurts anymore. And the main reason why I really can't say anything anymore is because, like I said a second ago, on the biggest game, on the biggest stage of his career, the biggest game, the biggest day of his life, not only is he in the Super Bowl, but he's trying to stop the Chiefs from making actual history. He's trying to stop the three-peat. He's trying to stop potentially one of the greatest of all time in Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. And the Chiefs, they're no joke. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason. They had a great team. Their defense has been good all year, but ultimately it just fell apart. This Eagles team just overpowered them. But what I'm trying to get at is, in the biggest game of his life, Jalen Hurts showed up and he showed out. I think he was really mad about losing the first one to the Chiefs. Saw a post, I'm sure you guys have all seen it. After that game, he changed his lock screen on his phone to him standing in the confetti after the loss, and I think really came into this game and the whole team just had a fire under their ass. I don't really want to talk about Saquon too much, but I kind of have to. Jalen Hurts, he went 17 for 22, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception, but ultimately he played an amazing, clean game. I don't see his passer rating. I'll find it right now. So Jalen Hurts had a completion percentage of 77.3%, a 75.4 QBR, and he had a 119.7 rating, bro. I hate this guy. I really do. He's a Jason Tatum of the NBA. He's a Jason Tatum of the NFL, in my opinion, and that's just Lavash right there, man, from Sausage Party. Anyways, you can't even say anything bad about this. He really played a perfect game, damn near perfect game. He lit up the Chiefs defensive unit. He was doing whatever he wanted, and the reason why I'm giving him his credit is because one of my main points that was allowing me to slander Hurts and talk badly about him and make him seem like he really hasn't been doing much is the fact that Saquon has been carrying them in the playoffs. I was painting the narrative. I said Saquon and the best defense in the league. Of course you're going to win games. Hurts has to do nothing. Yesterday, he did something, and he did a lot of something. Saquon got shut down. He ran the ball 25 times and only got 57 yards. No touchdowns. I know a lot of people had Saquon Barkley over 1 touchdown, over 1.5 touchdowns probably in their player props, and I just didn't hit. A lot of people lost money on this game. Nobody really expected this to happen. But when you look back on it, Eagles have been dominant all season. Chiefs, they have a history of being dominant, but this year they have been significantly weaker. And we have seen that many times throughout the regular season. It is worth noting that Xavier Worthy had an amazing game, and I feel like a part of this, well, first, before I get into that, let's get into his stats. Okay, so I got distracted and never actually made my point that I wanted to make over here. So I feel like a part of the problem with the Chiefs game plan coming into this game is that, like I will mention in a bit, they put all their eggs in one basket and stopping Saquon. And I feel like they planned more for that defensively than they did offensively, because they started catching their stride very late in the game. You could say garbage time, whatever you want to say. But I feel like if they incorporated deep passes to Worthy, if they incorporated just slinging the ball, if they can block better, I don't know. I feel like they just incorporated more Xavier Worthy earlier in the game, got Travis Kelce more involved. I feel like it could have been a little bit different. Enjoy the rest of the video. He went 8 for 8, 157 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. The game could have been slightly different if DeAndre Hopkins didn't drop that huge gain on third down. I think it was like third and 15, third and long, bro. He just dropped it. It looked like he dropped it on purpose. It was just terrible all around. You really don't see Mahomes targeted like this. It's kind of like, it really is how the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl a few years ago. You see Mahomes under pressure. He just constant duress all game, just making bad reads. We saw Mahomes play like we've really never seen him play, and it was weird to watch. It was like we were watching something that was almost not real. I know a lot of people were happy to see Mahomes and the Chiefs lose, whatever. Yesterday was the day for the haters, man. All the Drake haters, all the Mahomes haters, all the haters had their fun yesterday, man. So I hope you all are happy, because I'm definitely not. But Xavier Worthy, like I said, he had an amazing game. I feel like the problem with this specific game yesterday is that the Chiefs, they saw what I saw in Saquon Barkley being the most dominant force on this Eagles offensive unit this whole postseason, and I think they were game planning for Saquon and only Saquon, and you can't really blame them for that. They came in with the mindset that if you stop Saquon, you stop the Eagles, and although that is true for the most part, I hate Nick Sirianni, but I gotta give him credit. I think Nick Sirianni came into this game knowing that the Chiefs are planning to stop Saquon, and he planned for that and basically had the plays and everything selected. By the way, I do not like the play selection for the Chiefs. I do not like how Reed coached the game. I feel like they were definitely outcoached very easily. But anyways, you see Sirianni comes in, and I think he's expecting this heavy target on Barkley. And so he makes it so Barkley still gets his touches. There were a couple of times he almost broke a long one. So he's still feeding Barkley, right? He still gives him his 25 touches. But in the back of his mind, he knows this is a game where Jalen Hurts has to step up and show why he is the leader of his team. Jalen Hurts obviously made the Super Bowl without Saquon. He made it with Saquon. Obviously, it was a lot of help. But I think in the back of his mind, Sirianni knew that Reed and Spags and the whole Chiefs defense was going to target Saquon, and primarily Saquon. And that allowed a perfect opening for Jalen Hurts to shine when he needed to the most. That is just my opinion. I really haven't looked too much into the film or anything like that yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting killed with schoolwork at the moment, but I still had to make this video for this because this was a huge event. This was like literally catastrophic level event. Kelce did absolutely nothing, by the way. I want to get back to the coaching real quick, because I feel like Andy Reid, I feel like this was one of his worst coach games. And whether or not you can really put the blame on him, obviously the whole team deserves blame. The O-line deserves a lot of blame too. Mahomes was running for his life. He was running for his life in circles out there. You really can't blame them too much because they have protected him decently against most teams, but the Eagles defensive line is just absolutely monstrous. They just had constant pressure, and that's how we got the score right here. At halftime, Chiefs already had 0 points, and it was just ugly. And that all brings us back to the main point of the video. Is Jalen Hurts considered elite? Now, you guys can see I'm a Giants fan, and I do not like what I am about to say, but I really think this performance. Also worth noting, Jalen Hurts had 72 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. So total, he had about 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. And the Super Bowl MVP title. Outplayed Patrick Mahomes, who is Brady Jr., essentially. And ultimately, they dominated. The time possession was ridiculous. Let me see if I could find it. I'm not looking for that. Anyways, to answer the big question of the day, I think Jalen Hurts proved himself in this game. I think he proved himself with this performance he put up. He knew that the pressure was on. He knew that. He knew he had to step up. They knew coming into this game that Saquon may get shut down. They knew that the Chiefs might only target Saquon and leave the wide receivers more open. By the way, Cooper DeJean had an amazing game. It was his birthday. It was Saquon Barkley's birthday as well. They got birthday rings, which is kind of ridiculous, kind of crazy. Trent McDuffie was getting cooked all day, bro. Trent McDuffie was playing like Trent McMuffin, man. He was playing literally terrible, bro. To get a couple of these plays out, this was Cooper DeJean's pick 6. You really never see Mahomes play like this. I don't even know what the plan was for this pass, because yeah, DeGino's sitting underneath. Also, by the way, it is worth noting, this is kind of random, but this right here, I don't know if I'm tripping, but look at this. This literally looks like, is that the Fortnite fonts? Is that, bro, that literally looks like Fortnite, bro. I swear it looks like Fortnite. But look, this looks like it's a short pass. This looks like it's a short pass. Yeah, it doesn't. It looks like even if this isn't a pick, that this might be a pick too. So the Eagles defensively came in super prepared. Where's another? Oh yeah, obviously a tush push. Eagles came in super prepared, and by the time we got to the third quarter, Jalen Hurts was literally just abusing the Chiefs even more. And this was just, it was just hard to watch, man. Chiefs money line better right here. I am an Eagles hater. My star franchise running back left, and we got nothing in return, and he went to a division rival. I'm a huge Drake fan, and I had to watch Kendrick Lamar halftime with all my friends taunting me and making fun of me, pointing their fingers at me and laughing like some kind of zoo animal. And yeah, this was a terrible day for me. It has been a rough 48 hours. I feel like I am being punished by God himself. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, at this point in the game, this is when I officially knew. At this point, I was like, okay, 27-0. Patriots were down 28-3 to the fucking Falcons in the Super Bowl. I was like, all right, you know what, 28-3, it's Mahomes, anything's possible. Until I was looking down at my phone, and I'm sitting in our game room, in our garage, with all my friends and everyone, and I hear, oh, and I look up and I see this. This is literally what I looked up to. I looked up as he was fleeing the ball, and I saw the separation right here, a whole damn yard, 2 yards. I literally just said, yeah, this is over. I literally knew this was over. I was typing a message. I look up, I see this. My fingers stop moving, my heart stops beating, my lungs stop breathing, my eyes stop looking, and I literally just went numb. It was like someone in Pompeii when the freaking volcano erupted, and they come in and they all get like freeze to death with whatever they're doing. And so I was literally typing my message. I look up, I see that, I was like, I literally couldn't even move. It was like I was in the mannequin challenge, bro. This was terrible. I don't know how I will recover from this. And on top of that, we have to wait 7 months for more football. So, yeah, this is just L's all around. It was a terrible night for me. Jalen Hurts, I have to now give him his credit after that game. He is elite, whatever. I'll give him his credit, okay? Saquon, obviously, he deserves a Super Bowl. He has had a historic career, historic season, and ultimately, the best team wins, and the best team won yesterday. So, that's all I have to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, man, be sure to drop a like. Be sure to subscribe for more NFL content. More NFL content is on the way. We'll be getting into draft videos and all that very, very soon. And yeah, other than that, man, that's going to be everything. I will see you guys in the next one. My name is Noah, and I'm out. Peace.